Y'all would be much further along in life right now if you didn't have a man. Get in here. Some of y'all would be much further along in life if your whole identity was not built on not having a man, looking for a man, or trying to keep a man. I'm telling you this right now, it really would be. You know, the thing is, I've been on camera for a long time, baby, and there's certain things that that I've been picked on about, being on camera, right? Cyberbully, whatever you want to call it. And I would say probably one of the top three has always been, because I don't talk about my dating life, so people can assume that I'm single. Or they can assume whatever they want to assume. But anyway, how you going to give us advice on relationships if you ain't got a man? Well, let's say if you had a man, or blah, blah, blah. Well, when you get a man. And I always think to myself, I'm like, first of all, I'm very clear about I don't tell my business. But beyond that, what I think to myself is, let's say that for the last 16 years that I've been sitting on the camera, let's say I've been single this whole time. Okay. Let's say that. Right? Do you think that there could be a connection between the fact that a man has not been an obsessive part of my life and the fact that I've built at least two of America's largest black-owned, African-American-owned financial services companies? You don't think there could be a connection between those two things, that I've built successful companies and not having a man? Because I have time to focus on myself. Because a man is not a massive part of trying to get a man, trying to keep a man, is not a massive part of how I spend my 24 hours. No connection there? Okay. Do you think that me not making a man an obsessive part of my journey has been any connection, that there's any connection between that and being able to build this business within social media where now I have I think collectively almost 5 million followers across my platforms? Mm-hmm. When do you have time to build success in anything, including just having a successful relationship with yourself, when your whole life is focused on thinking that something's wrong with you for not having a certain person in your life, or when your whole life is built on trying to keep a man, or when your whole life is built on trying to find a man? I see so many very smart women and gay men, but so many of y'all are so smart, have so much potential. But when you look at how much time you spend in your 24 hours in a day, how much time you spend in those 7 days in a week, how much time you spend in that 365 days in a year, what it comes down to is it's like, dog, when you're not working, right, doing the things you have to do, you're spending a huge amount of time swiping on apps looking for somebody. You're spending a huge amount of time trying to, go on this date, go on that date, go on this and go on that. You spend a huge amount of time, if you are in a relationship, talking to him, trying to keep up with him, wondering where he's going, obsessing about how it's not going well. Where do you think that time is coming from? What's the name of my business? Click the link on my Instagram page and you'll be able to see a link in order to join the team. You'll see a link to be able to join the team. I have owned and worked with several agencies, my dear. Several of them. Right now, I'm with Imali. It's a fabulous company. I love them. I'm like a show pony. I just go to whoever pays me best. That's me. A show horse. I'm like, let me go over there. Y'all got some hay for me? You got more hay for me over there? That's just me. But anyway, click the link that's on my Instagram page. We'll link this directly above or below this video. And you can see how to join my team, or how to purchase insurance, how to learn how to sell insurance, all that kind of stuff. But no, my career is not the focus of this video. The focus of this video is using myself as an example. Because I know that if I get it like that, I'm sure y'all get it like that too. Right? Where you're made to feel insufficient because of someone's belief that if a man is not in a certain place in your life, or you're not giving this a certain amount of energy to a man, then somehow or another you are less than enough. Right? Like there's something wrong with you. And for me, I've always thought to myself, isn't that so ironic that we have been trained? Well, I ain't been trained this way. I know my mother never taught me nothing like this. I'm just going to have to blame y'all's mamas for this one, okay? That y'all been trained that you are so insufficient And that everybody else out here is so insufficient. If a man is not the center of their life and they not running after no man or don't quote unquote have a man. And I'm just like, but a lot of y'all who got men are broke and miserable. Help me to understand this. And I'm not against it. Okay? Because I love the one that's in my life. Life is good. But baby, ain't nobody the center of my universe. One thing I love about Mama Oprah is she ain't married yet. And she been with him for 100 years. I'm sure he's a wonderful man. You know, so her not being married to him is not a reflection on him or her. It's a reflection on their relationship, on how they chose to structure their relationship. But honestly, I'm not in the details of their relationship, so I don't know how all the ins and outs work. I only know what she shared in interviews that all of y'all could Google anyway. And one thing I've heard her say consistently is that what she say that she doesn't think that her and her man would still be together if they were married, because it would perhaps change some of the dynamics. But one of the other things I've heard her talk about is she would not have been able to build this massive mega career if she had been in a traditional relationship, whatever that means. Right? And I think about that so much. I'm like, you know, girl, beyond having somebody to lay up with and go to dinner with and, you know, have some pillow talk with occasionally, why y'all making me, what more do you need them around for? Why are you making them such a big part of your life? Why do you feel so insufficient? Right? Why do you feel so insufficient? Because of the fact you have a man in your life. Who said that? You said she did it because of money, baby. She got enough money to, if she did want to marry that man, she could have protected her resources just fine. It's just a lawyer and a couple pieces of paper to sign. Let's not go there. Some people make decisions. That's the benefit of having money. Once you pass a certain threshold of money, you can then start making choices where money's no longer a factor. You see what I'm saying? I think sometimes we like to reduce people's decisions down to, oh, it was just because of this, it was just because of that, and we ignore everything they've shared. Well, I obsessively watched her show growing up, and I watched every interview I could consume about her, because I just loved the idea of this really successful woman who looked like me and went through a lot of challenges, some of which I went through too. And I was like, I just love this, because in my mind, I was like, if she can do it, I can do it too. Right? And I didn't want to be her, but if she could do whatever she was doing, I could do whatever I wanted to do. And for me, so I consumed almost any interview that you can imagine about. I just consumed them. And I can tell you that a consistent theme of one of the things I admired about her, which may have shaped me in some ways, was that she made her journey and her success such a massive focus for herself. And everything else needs to fit into that journey. And I'm like, we only have one life to live. We only have one life to live. Because this video is not about her, it's about y'all. We only got one life to live. Unless, of course, you believe in reincarnation. And I don't know how do we prove if that works or not. You know, so I'm not going to deny it. You know what I'm saying? But if we only have one life to live, why are you making such a huge part of your journey worrying about a man who's not doing right? Because some of y'all got a man, but frankly, he may not be the man you need to keep. Or if you're going to keep him around, you need to change your focus on him. He don't do this, he don't do that, he don't do the other. Then stop expecting him to. Because your expectations are robbing you of time within your life. If this man is consistently showing you that he's not capable, or for that matter, willing to do certain things that you want him to do, but you love him enough to still keep him around, because let's be real, you don't like that, but you love this, then what if you stop expecting that of him? Well, how can I stop expecting that of him? He don't do this, he don't do that, he don't do this, I deserve. Okay. You're right, you do deserve it. So go get it somewhere else. I'm not saying cheat on him. I'm not saying that, okay? What I'm saying is, you with a man where he come home every night, you know, he's loving, but his love language ain't doing things like a physical touch or affection and everything like that. You need that? That's what you need? Okay, so how about we stop obsessing about him not giving it to you and tell him, hey, this is what I need, and if I can't get it, I got to go elsewhere. Because you sitting around here feeling insufficient. You sitting around here feeling like you're not enough. You're sitting around here with your self-esteem all low because of the relationship, and then that's affecting your performance in other parts of your life. And the reality is this, If you let that relationship go and accept that he just can't give it to you, therefore you just got to be free, I guarantee you the pain of losing that man will go away eventually. But what you will get, that what will replace that pain is power. So you will replace that pain with power. And that power will be that now you have an increased amount of energy to focus on yourself. Now you have an increased amount of energy to go after things you want to go after. Now you have an increased amount of energy to be able to attract someone who actually is giving you what you want. Therefore, you don't have to put so much mental energy into feeling like you're not getting what you want. But let's take that off the table for a second. For some of y'all on these apps and out here dating and stuff like that, girl, do you. I'm not mad at you. Do you. Be intentional about going after what you want. But is there a cap on how much time you put in the dating, talking, texting, and being pen pals with these men? Is there a cap? Because some of these men do it well and y'all get mad at them. He don't text me back quick enough. He don't text me back quick enough. No, he has boundaries on his time. You're the one who's Annie available all the time. No offense to anybody named Andy. I need the word. I need 2 A's, right? What do they call it? Alliteration? I forget the name of it. Anyway, you're the one who's available all the time. So just because you can text him anytime and he texts you back, you text him at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but he don't text you back until 8 o'clock at night. You're like, ugh, he don't like me. No, girl, it's perhaps because he has boundaries on his time. Men do that pretty well. I will say that. And it irks y'all so much. But I'm like, they do it actually really well. You can learn from them. Some men don't, but a lot of men do. Where it's like, no, he's at work during the day. Then he went to the gym after work. And so he's not going to pick up that, even if he saw that text, he's not picking up that phone to engage in a text message conversation with you or response with you until he's done all the things that are important to him. What does that mean? I'm not important to him? Bingo. You are important to him. However, you're not at the top of his list. Well, why am I not at the top of his list? Because his value system was built to put himself at the top of his list. Which, why wouldn't you do the same thing? You could disappear tomorrow. You could fall off the face of earth tomorrow. He's still a priority to himself, and that doesn't mean that he's not able to love or have a healthy relationship. But there's no such thing as a healthy relationship of any kind when you put someone at the top of your list all the time and put yourself in the back seat. That's why y'all fall apart every time a relationship doesn't work out. Because you put them so much in a high position in your life and gave them so much of your time and your energy that when they're no longer in your life, you don't know who you are. You don't miss them. You miss your identity. Why? Because you made them your identity. You know that man wasn't good for you, but you miss him. You miss the identity that you got from having him. And what I'm saying is this. Stop doing that. Put limits on it. Let me use this. Actually, I was just writing out something. I was doing a type of manifestation where you write out the best case scenarios. You ever done this before? Where you, this is a whole different subject, but anyway, I'll tell you real fast. You write out the best scenario, best case scenarios. Anything that you're worried about or anything you hope for, write out what the best case scenario is. So project out 6 months from now, 1 year from now, however long. And you write out, this is what's going to happen. I am feeling this way. This is happening in my life. Write out if the best case scenario. Because sometimes we feel the worst case scenario. And that worst case scenario usually doesn't happen. So you write out the best case scenario to remind you of that. But anyway, I got a little piece of paper here. Right? So your life is a pie. Think about it like this. A pie. You only have but so much time. Right? You only have but so many slices of this pie. I'm going to put some cherries and sweet potatoes. I don't know. Whatever you like on your pie. You can even like pickles on your pie. I don't care. Okay? So anyway, there's only but so many slices you can do with this pie. Right? So if you're spending a substantial amount of your energy on a man, then how much do you have left for anything else? How much time do you have left for yourself? How much time do you have left for your future and building towards that? So anyway, let's look at this, right? When it comes to figuring out how much time to give to a man, dating, or anything like that, what you want to first of all do is start planning for how much time you need for you. Right? Let me ask you a question. How your bank account look, boo? Somebody tried to call out Miss Oprah. Let's talk about your bank account, okay? Because like her or love her, she doing all right in that arena. How about you, boo-boo? How much money you got? Is your bank account looking... You ain't got to be a billionaire, but is your bank account looking cute enough for you to feel secure with it? Oh, it's not? That's okay, baby. That's okay. How much energy do you need to put towards that? Because I say this, the worse your financial situation, the more slices of the pie needs to get dedicated to the bank. Okay? So how much time you want to put towards that? Okay, we don't want to be obsessed about the money, but we need to pay attention to the money. Okay, so maybe we need to give building professionally for ourselves and everything like that. Maybe we need to get that, like, I don't know, like a good 40%. That's the money. Go to the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. So we need to get that like 40%. Right? So let's start there. Okay, now what about your self-care? Can I be real with you for a second? How that body look? Your last doctor's appointment, was you happy with what they said? Or they tell you, girl, you need to get under control with that cholesterol. Ain't acting right. That pressure going up. Let's pull it together. What they say? What they say? When you look in the mirror, how you like her? How you like what you see in that mirror? You got some problem areas, some areas you want to focus on? Okay, we need to dedicate some time to health too. Okay? Now, my thing about health is this. You don't have to dedicate a lot of time to health. You just need to be consistent about it. You really do. Because my thing is, it doesn't take much to maintain good health. It's just changing what you eat half the time. If you can be disciplined about what you put in your body, baby, you can change your life. Because that discipline about what you put in your mouth ultimately transfers over to your discipline about everything else in your life. When people say they're bad at dieting, I also know they're bad at discipline in other parts of their life as well. It's not that they can't do it, it's that they choose not to. So we don't have to dedicate a whole lot of time to our diet, but we just have to change what we eat. If you're healthy enough to do it, doing something, getting fit, doing something that makes you sweat. That ain't in the boudoir, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Doing something that makes you sweat. You know, actual physical exertion for even just 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week. Again, talk to a doctor, talk to a fitness expert so you can find out what's best for your body. You don't need much to maintain something good. So let's just say, let's give that about, I don't know, about 15% for the health. Okay, we got a lot of time here. You say, see, I got time for a man. Do you? But do you? Because you got to sleep too. You got to sleep. How you going to sleep? You think you're just going to be, what? You think you just got like a whole witch energy? You just wake up, but who don't have to sleep? Vampires? Who don't sleep? Those are the ones who don't sleep. No, they sleep during the day. Even they sleep. I'm trying to think, what creatures, mythical creatures don't sleep? I don't know. See, none of them do. So we got to take away another like 40% just for sleep. Then, hold on. We need time for friends. Because don't you need friends, girl? Haven't you seen how miserable these girls are who make men their whole identity? And they don't have no friends. So now where we at? 40. No, we at, shoot, hold on. I just did it. Dang. Hold on. Because we did 40% here. We did 15% for health, so 55 plus 40% over here. We at 95, girl. We at 95. So we got only 5% here. So we need something for friends too, don't we? So how we going to do that? We're going to divide this in half. Divide that in half. So friends get 2.5%. Now you got 2.5% for men. When you see your life as a business, when you see your life as an operation that can only operate with efficiency and that you can't put out more than you have there. Because if you're a business and you got only $100, how you going to spend $300? See where I'm going? Okay? Then you start to realize, dang, I really don't even have enough time to budget for no man. Not certainly the amount I've been given. So where have you been taking it from? Because I guarantee you, if you've been giving a man more energy than he deserves, and there's nothing wrong with him. He can be a good man, but that doesn't mean he deserves all your energy. Right? If you've been giving a man much more energy than he deserves, right? Then where's it been coming from? Has it been coming from your health? Has it been coming from your future goals? Some of y'all are serial daters, and that's okay. But my question is this, do you have the time to date? Like that. Do you have time to be swiping on these apps when you add it all up for 2 hours a day, when you add up all the time that you on XYZ apps? Do you have the time to do that and then going on 1-2 dates a week? Some of y'all are out there doing that, and that's fine if you got the time for it. But are there other parts of your life that could be far better and far more ahead? Could that body look much different if you had time to put it into something else? And that's one of the reasons why I think it's so beautiful and y'all miss this when you meet a man who, or woman too, because this isn't just about men, it's whoever you like, really. I'm saying men because I like men, and a lot of y'all I know like men, but this is not to say that this message doesn't apply to people who like women either, because it does. But my question is this: if you had put half of that time that you've been putting into dating, worrying about a man, texting with a man, chasing after a man, laid up with a man, whatever it may be, if you put half of that time into yourself, what would your bank account look like right at this point in time? I'm in the insurance industry, right? The link that's directly above or below this video, or the link that's on my Instagram page will tell you all about that, baby, okay? And I see so many people who come into our company who are, a lot of them are women, and I see so many of them do very well, and I see some of them who don't do well. And one of the common things I see amongst the ones who don't do well, outside the obvious stuff of making excuses or just not doing anything, but it's the excuse of, and I only see these messages from women. I never see these messages from men. I'm so sorry, MJ, that I have not been as productive with my life. And they ain't got to apologize to me. This is a message people volunteer to send. I haven't done so well with my insurance license. I have not been making money. It's just that, you know, I've been focused on, you know, my husband this, taking care of my mama that, taking care of my cousin, my kids this, my kids that. And I'm just like, girl, my question is this. Who in your life is sacrificing their financial well-being for you? No shade, no tea, but who's doing that for you? So if ain't none of them doing that for you, why are you doing that for them? Wouldn't you be a much better mother, wife, girlfriend, sister, daughter, cousin if you were financially in a better position? But I got to take these kids here and got to take these girls there. Girl, if you sold a policy a week, the commissions can range, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just using it as an example. That could be, let's say you hit an extra $1,000 a week from doing, let's say, a policy a week. Girl, you can spend $200, $300, you know, a month to pay somebody, some teenager who got a driver's license, and your neighbor, one of your little cousins or whatever, hey, pick up the kids from school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That don't make you less of a mother. It doesn't make you less of a mother. It makes you a mother who's working to get this money to make sure you can provide them with other things. I'd rather be able to go on a month-long vacation with my kids every year. I'd rather be able to take them here, take them there, and give them a certain kind of experience and be a visual example of what success looks like to them than worrying about who's going to pick them up from whatever doggone ball game they doing. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with dating and stuff like that. How has worrying about men made you richer? I'll wait. Cause I love when people talk about to me like, oh, MJ, you know, you ain't got no man, so blah, 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 blah. Whatever you want to think. But let's go with your assumption. Well, no shade, no tea, but look at my life and look at you. I ain't said it. I ain't said it. I didn't say it. But I thought it. I'm not bragging, honey. You know, I'm not bragging, honey. I got bills just like everybody else. Mama got to get on here and do what she got to do, honey. I'm too old for the pole, so I got to get out here and work just like the rest of y'all do. But my point is, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm all right. You see what I'm saying? And I think when I think about my life and I think about the things that have allowed me to be in the position I'm in now, I think that there's certain contributing factors. I'm a very disciplined person. I always say I don't think I'm the smartest person in the room, but I certainly am very disciplined. I'm extremely disciplined. I will get up every day and do what I got to do. I will. I think about myself. I don't think I've actually taken a real vacation in almost 10 months. No, longer than that. No, almost a year now. And I thought about it and I was like, dang, that's a long time. And I could take a vacation, you know. But I thought about that. I was like, well, hold on. Because someone was saying, dang, you should take a vacation if you haven't taken it that long. So we were just talking. And I said, I guess I had never thought about it because my life is a very comfortable life where I have the freedom and control within my own life to be able to dictate my schedule. So if I want to do a 2-day weekend, a 4-day weekend, I can do that. If I'm like, I really don't, I could get my to-do list done tomorrow in about 3 hours. So why am I going to get up early in the morning? No, I'm going to go to the beach during the day, and then I'll just, at 2 o'clock, log into my computer and do 3 hours worth of work that day. So with that said, I don't really feel exhausted or burned out. I mean, that's not to say that vacation isn't valuable, but my point is, when I think about the freedom, the flexibility I have within my life and the things that are in my life that allow my life to feel comfortable in multiple perspectives, I don't think that these things would be in my life if I had put so much energy into men, if I was putting so much energy into men as I used to in the past when I was younger. I used to make men such a big part of my life. I was either looking for a man, entertaining a man, trying to keep a man, worried about a man. He ain't doing this, he ain't doing that. That's mental energy and time that you're giving when you're worried about who didn't call you back, who he cheating with, and so on and so forth. Who he might be cheating, whatever. Why last night, girl, calling your best friend up, right? I love my best friend, but this isn't the best use of our time to be doing this all the time, girl. And he said this yesterday, he said that. So we spending upwards of an hour and a half on the phone. Don't act like y'all don't do it, or texting about him. But girl, what could that hour and a half have done to be put into your life? Girl, that hour and a half a day you spend, it could be put towards studying for an insurance license, studying for a real estate license, working on actually calling clients and building your business. That hour and a half a day or however long can be put towards working on that body so that you can attract a different kind of man. Y'all be like, I want a man, but won't step foot in a gym. And I'm like, baby, the best dating app is the results that you get from that gym. That's what's going to attract the best ones. Or at the very least, a lot of attention, and you pick from there who's best for you. What you think this is? You think I go to the gym just because I like looking at my own muscles, baby? This ain't for me. This for y'all's entertainment. I know I'm pretty. I'm all right with that. I like who I am. Muscles or no muscles, I like who I am. Even during COVID, when I got my little secondary chin. I had a little secondary chin during COVID. Y'all didn't see it because we always film from an angle up. And you see how I got skinny right there? We filmed up and put the concealer down here, and we had all kinds of tricks. But a girl was eating. You see what I'm saying? Even then I thought I was cute. I was like, I look cute for a big girl. I look real cute. I need more concealer here, though. Move that camera up. Y'all ain't got the soft lenses? Yeah, give me the soft lens so we can kind of smooth it out a little bit. And don't put so much light up there. Put the light up there. Yeah. And I knew every trick in the book. I still knew I was cute. Okay? I knew I was cute. I was just cute and big. I didn't mind that. You know what I'm saying? But my point is this. Imagine how much you could get out of life if I'm going to use this quote that this person is on the screen. Jenny just wrote that. She said, decentralize people who don't centralize you. I want to take it further. Decentralize everyone. Because I don't care if someone put you at the center of their life. They should never be the center of yours. It's not about tit for tat. It's that no one deserves to be at the center of your life. Except for you. It's your life. It's your life. If you're not the center of it, who is? And I'm not saying be careless as a mom. I'm not saying don't treat your spouse good. I'm not saying be neglectful. I'm not saying be self-centered. That's not the message I'm giving you. What I'm saying is decide everything that needs to go in your pie to live the kind of life you want to live, and then everyone else gets the remaining slices that's available, whatever that is. Fit them in. And the point I was making earlier about men is that men do a great job at that, where they will text you back. Like I said, you text him at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he don't text you back till 8 o'clock at night. Tell my son, yeah, I was busy all day, I did this, I did that, the other, but how you doing? And you like, just mad. Trying not to show it through your messages or trying to show it through how you talk to him. Mad. Girl, why you mad when he's giving you a masterclass on how to put yourself first? Why you mad? You should be grateful. He's giving you a masterclass on how to put yourself first. He's not giving you crumbs. Let's think of it in reverse. He knows he deserves his loaf. He baked the loaf. He deserves the loaf. But I'll put him first That's your fault. Why would you do that for anybody? Maybe it's not a matter of saying, because what you're really saying is, well, I'm emotionally unbalanced and unhealthy and giving someone too much of my time and self-sacrificing myself and putting myself in the back seat. Why isn't he doing the same thing for me? Girl, I'm not saying that you should not be one of the priorities in his life. But I'm just saying, for me personally, it is a giant red flag when a man's finances are not right, when his health ain't right. He's sitting up here walking around with a beer belly, you know what I'm saying? And he's broke and everything like that. Yet and still he got time to call me throughout the day, text me throughout the day, and see me every day. Brother, you too broke to see me every day. You got to work on you. Even if I'm standing by your side and like, baby, rooting for you, like, yeah, you can get this. You go get the money, go get the money, go get the money, go get the money. I'm worried if you are texting me back too quickly. I'm worried. Why? Because I know from my own life experience that disciplined people who are building towards and or maintaining a big, beautiful life don't have the time to make dating and men or women the central theme and the central narrative of their life. You can have a man, you can have a husband, you can have these things, you can go on vacation, y'all can have meaningful time together. But they should not get all of your time and your energy. And if you look at some of the most successful women, I'm going to call out women out here. Because I don't care if you black, white, blue, or purple. It doesn't matter what your political party is. It doesn't matter anything. If you are a woman, I'm sure we can all acknowledge and accept that there are certain factors that sometimes may feel a little stacked against you. In terms that your road to certain types of success is much different than a man if he was doing the same thing. I didn't make society. I'm just telling things I've observed. So if that's the case, and you know you may have to work twice as hard sometimes. You may have to be twice as good sometimes. If we can accept that, and you want a big, beautiful life, or a life that's simply better than the one you got now, how does one create that without putting more time and energy towards the creation of that? And if we only have but so much time in a given day, then where does that time and energy get pulled from in order to give it to this area of your life that needs it? And I'm going to take it a step further. You would probably, and I'm not even going to say probably, I believe this at the core of my soul, you will attract better quality men as you increase the quality of your life. You will attract better quality men as you increase the quality of your life. A lot of y'all complain about, I keep attracting the same kind of men. It's like, because you're the same kind of woman. Come here, baby. I'm sorry. Rest your head on my girls that I work hard for in the gym. Rest your head on them. That's why I work hard for them, so you can rest your head on them. Rest your head on my bosoms as I tell you the truth. You would attract better kind of men if you were a different kind of woman. I want to attract these kind of men. I want to attract these kind of women, or whatever you want to attract. You're not attracting them right now in all likelihood because you don't maintain yourself, your career, perhaps even your body, at a level that makes yourself attractive to them. Because the kind of ones you want to attract, they're maintaining themselves physically. They're disciplining themselves professionally to be able to have the kind of resources that you desire to have around you. They're putting enough time into themselves to go to therapy and work on themselves, or they've already done that, which is why they can be emotionally balanced. You're saying, I want a man who's emotionally available, who knows how to be angry but not be toxic. You used to listen to all these things. I'm like, those are all things that only therapy can buy. I'm like, wow, that's a great trait. You can only get it in therapy. Wow, that's a great trait. You can only get it in therapy. Wow, that's a great trait. So you want a man that's been in therapy? Just say that. Just say that. And in therapy long enough to actually apply it. Because just going to 2 sessions is not going to do it, right? But you don't go. And you think that kind of man is going to be attracted to you? He's going to be attracted to you? Why would an emotionally balanced man want to be with a crash out? I'm talking to you. You may only crash out twice a year, but that's all it takes to ruin your relationship, baby. Why would a man who takes care of his body, he may not be looking like a supermodel, but you can tell he puts work into it, want to be with a woman who looks like she is allergic to the gym? I'm just asking. Why would a man who is financially stable, or for that matter, let's say financially successful, want to be with a woman where all evidence shows in looking at her life, she ain't neither of the two, ain't stable or successful financially? So my point is, if you ultimately, I'm not telling you to decentralize men in your life to never have one. I'm not one of these girls to tell you, oh, you don't need no man, just be happy being single for the rest of your life. Girl, that's a trauma response, and people who say that probably need to talk to a therapist to make sure that's their true intention. That's my opinion. What I'm saying is the road towards getting what you actually want in a partner is actually focusing more on yourself. I'll tell you just a piece of my business, but not too much, okay? Because this is my job. I know we do it. I get to do it from home, but this is my job sitting on the camera, okay? And just like your life coach or your whoever don't tell you all their business, I don't either. I know we look like friends, girl, but we not really in real life, so you ain't getting my real business. Anyway, I'm just saying, just to set the boundary. I can tell you from my own life, for real now. The type of man that I've been able to attract into my life and into my space has drastically improved. And that's nothing against the men who I've dated in the past. I've been with some really incredible men in the past, and I've been with some men where we just were not fit for each other. It is what it is, right? And I can say that whoever they are, I hope that they've attracted better quality men than I was. Because at the end of the day, if we weren't fit for each other, then we weren't the right quality for each other. So when I say a better quality man, I'm not saying that the ones from the past are bad and the ones right now are better. What I'm saying is I'm able to attract men who are a far better fit for who I am, right? And it's been heavily based on the energy I place in myself. As I work on my career more, I become more attractive in that perspective. As I work on my body more, I attract men who are also giving that like energy. As I work on my career, I want to make sure I said this, I attract men who also work on theirs. You see what I'm saying? I remember I was out there just dating. This is before I kind of got this memo. But this is one of the things that clicked for me. I was dating, getting to know people. And I met this guy. And he was so sweet. On the surface, like everything I would like, right? He was this and that, and just gorgeous and all this other stuff, right? I don't remember what he did for a living, but I don't think that he was really, I think he kind of just went to work and came home, but really wasn't putting energy into much else beyond that. And that's fine. You go to work and come home, but I don't even think he was satisfied with his career. He's kind of like a steady Eddie. Just ain't really, not much to him. You know what I mean? And anyway, he would text me at 10 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, beautiful. First couple of days, that was cute, that was nice. I respond back, hey, good morning. After a while, there'd be some times at 10 o'clock in the morning, I could be on a Zoom call for 2 hours. I could be doing this, I could be doing that, I could be doing whatever. I'm working, baby. I'm doing what I got to do. And he would complain. He would be like, I can't, are you interested? Because you take so long to text me back and you be so busy. I feel like if I was a priority, you make time for me. People make time for whatever's a priority to them. He went through that whole speech that a lot of y'all be saying. In fact, some of y'all got little quote memes on your Instagram page saying some of this same stuff, which you think is empowering. But at the end of the day, what it really is an indication that you're unbalanced. But let's not go there. So he's saying all this stuff. And it occurred to me to ask him this question. Right? And I asked him in a very nice way. I said, big dog. What's up? I was like, hey, handsome. I'm so sorry I couldn't get back to you. I wasn't sorry. I was just being nice. I said, baby. I'm curious. What are you working on right now? What you mean? What are your big goals? What are you working towards? What you mean? I go to work. I come home. Great. That's amazing. What else? At your job, you working towards any promotions? Nah, I ain't gonna be getting no promotion to my manager leave because they ain't be trying to promote me, blah, blah. He don't talk like that. I'm just exaggerating his voice. But anyway, it occurred to me, oh, he has time to obsess over me because he's not obsessed with himself. He only has time to obsess over me because he's not obsessed with himself. You only have time to obsess over a man because you're not obsessed with yourself. What if 2025 was a year that was completely focused on obsessing over yourself? And obsessing over yourself, I'm not saying in some kind of psychotic way. Obviously, I'm using that as more of a, I don't know what the proper word is. I'm using that as a phrase to convey my point. But what if you made it that you are going to be such a top priority in your life? You're going to take up so much of your pie that everyone only gets the leftovers. And then the people who don't like it, they'll get over it. A metaphor. Thank you, Sarah. I love y'all. Y'all are very smart. Obviously, I'm not the smartest person, but I am very disciplined. But what if you did that? This is your year that everyone else only gets the rest. This is it. I'm willing to bet you that by Valentine's Day, when you would have been sitting around worried about the man you don't have, or worried about the man that you have that ain't doing enough for you, or whatever it is, by Valentine's Day, if you make yourself the central theme of your life for next year, you're going to see so much improvements in your life that you won't even give a damn about it. If you got a man, great. Y'all can sit at home and do what you want to do and go whatever, but it's not an essential part of your life. I will say this, girl, by 4th of July, your life will be completely different. By Thanksgiving, girl, you're going to see something completely turned around. By this time next year, you'll be a completely different person. I think this ain't tied. Hold on. My hair ain't even remotely done. Y'all ain't about to see me looking crazy this morning. Okay? That ain't happened. Today's a wash day. Okay? And she needs it. Okay? She needs it. Anyway. But that's what I'm saying. Ain't that right, Candace? You could be in a whole different tax bracket. Living in a completely different neighborhood. Your kids could have a completely different mother. You can be their mama for the rest of your life. So you're not neglecting them by taking a year to put time in yourself. Let me tell you about my mother, okay? As I've gotten older, I have learned, you know, as we get older, we humanize our parents. And sometimes that means you see some realities in them. I'm not talking about my mother, my father, my stepmother, my stepfather. You see realities and I'm like, ooh, I don't like that trait. Just like they see your realities and you're like, ooh, I don't like that trait because they humanize you too. You grown too. So we humanize them, right? You see things you like, you see things you don't like. But one of the things that you also see if you look close enough is you can see things that you truly are grateful for and admire. You can admire it so much. You're like, wow, you did incredible with that. And one thing I can say about my mother that I just truly admire is that my mother took time out within our childhood to put time into herself. And what I mean by that is this. I remember my mother putting herself through school to get 2 additional master's degrees. Well, you get it twice. She did it twice. The first time she got a master's in clinical social work, which allowed her to become a therapist and a clinical social worker as well. Because I don't know the full story, but from what I remember, it was, and we were young. You know, my mother had separated from my father and eventually divorced him because their marriage was no longer healthy for either of them. It was the best thing they could have ever done for themselves, but at the time it was very hard. I remember we moved, and when we moved, we lived in this little apartment where we had a used couch that was, I don't even know how that couch looked, but I know that it was so ratty and run down, it was used, that we had to put a sheet over it because we didn't want to touch it. I remember we had a little bed. It may have been like a mattress or a bed frame kind of like right on the floor. with a little TV where you had to use the pliers to turn it to a different channel. Now, I ain't that old. They had better TVs out back then, but that was all we could get. And my mother worked at this office, like doing word processing, which I don't even think is a real job anymore. Because you don't pay people for that anymore. I don't think you do. I remember this. And financially, it just wasn't enough for her to truly take care of us. We weren't trying to be rich, but could we at least be just stably middle class? Like, you know what I mean? Could we pay bills, And I remember my mother putting herself through school. Because what she'd always say, she'd say, well, social workers ain't never getting laid off, right? So she went and put herself through school. And I remember her going to school on nights and weekends and stuff like that. Who took care of us? My Aunt Claudie took care of us. My Doris, it was the one who worked at the church. Edith Evans took care of us. She had a community of different women that she asked for help from. And some volunteered as well, but she asked for help. So I'm sure that some people, I'm even sure for her, she could have been like feeling guilty. I can't imagine how guilty she felt on those nights when she's leaving her job and she don't have time to come home because she got to go straight to school. And then by the time she gets home, the kids are sleeping. There were days where I never saw her. We lived in the same roof, but I did not physically see my mother. Unless it was like at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm getting up to go to school. So I'm only seeing her for like 30 minutes between getting out of bed and getting to a school bus quickly. That was 2 years at least she was in school. And she did it again. But I watched how our life improved financially. I watched how those financial improvements allowed my mother to move to a point where she could then put me into a private school because I needed it, because I have a learning disability. I needed it. So because she sacrificed and put time into herself, she was able to then be able to invest in me and my brother and my sister. My mother wasn't running around these streets dating everybody. She wasn't doing that. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that she didn't have her own world, but it had to fit into her world, not the other way around. Right? And then, I got to see what it looked like to change your life for the better. I got to see it. That's one of the reasons why, for me, as a grown man, I'll get up and move. I will get up and learn a new thing, get a new skill. I will do whatever. Because I learned the power of the pivot from my mother. I learned the power of the pivot, meaning the ability to pivot and change course and do what you got to do, and discipline. I learned it from my mother. I remember getting up on Saturday mornings and going to the living room, and my mother sitting on the computer in the living room, because we didn't have laptops back then. You had the big old computer. And sitting on there typing out papers early in the morning or before church, because this was the time that she had that she could do it, so that she could then have the rest of the day to get to us. So she went through all week in school and in work, and then getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday or a Sunday to do her work, to do her schoolwork and to study, so she could still have time for us. My point is, I watched this. I watched this. And even though I wasn't conscious of what I was watching as a child, it shaped me. See, some of y'all are scared to put time into yourself because you think it's going to make you a worse mother. You think that it's going to make you're going to stay single forever. No, baby. No. It's the opposite. It makes you a better mother. It makes you more attractive for the kind of man or woman that you actually want to attract. But more than anything else, it gives you a better relationship with yourself. Because when you choose yourself and put yourself first, number one, numero uno. You know what I'm saying? When you do that, you emit an energy into the world where you become attractive to other people who are doing the same thing. I don't want to be attracted to people who make themselves second best in their life. I want to be attracted to people who are hitting those goals, people who are going after it, people who are doing what they want to do and getting what they want to get out of life, because that is attractive to me. Those are the kind of men that make me feel like, dang, now we equally yoked. Now we really, in sync. You get me, I get you. But you can't have that happen while you centralize the men in your life all the time. And let me ask you this, because some of us are big grown. Okay? Don't let the silky skins fool you, honey. A girl is middle-aged. Okay? Listen, I got my war stripes, okay? I'm an old used Buick, honey. I'm not one of these new girls. I'm an old used Buick, honey, all right? Listen. But my point is, we're old enough to know that our old approach don't work. We're old enough to know if our current approach ain't working. Has putting a man or woman, or trying to find a man, trying to keep a man, has putting those things as the central theme of your life, or one of the central things of your life, has it made your life better yet? Okay, you may have gotten a man out the deal, but did your life better? Because some of y'all got the man that you were working so hard to get, but is your life really improved? No? Okay. Next question. Has it made your bank account better? No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. Join my insurance team, though. We may be able to teach you how to make some money. All right? This link is directly below this video, or link on my Instagram page. All right? Just try it out, baby. Can't hurt. Okay, let me ask you this. Has your credit score improved as a result of this? Of putting men as a central theme in your life? No. Girl, I'm not judging. Don't cry. I'm just asking. Your body. Your body. Your body, your body, your body, honey. Are you shaped like Miss Butterworth? Or are you shaped like a barrel? You look like a soda can. Which one is it? And let me ask you this. I'm just asking, just curious. Could we tighten up some edges on that body if maybe you had more time to put into your body? You said, but after that, I lost my job and my world was turned upside down. Girl, let me say this. When your world is turned upside down and you need to flip it back the right way, your world is heavy. And when your world is heavy, when your life is upside down and all you can, and you need to flip that thing back, baby, you need both hands to do that. You need all the strength you got in you. And you don't have both hands or all your strength if you put in your hands and you put in your strength on trying to find a man, honey. The more difficult your situation is, the more focus you need from you. Some of y'all shaped like a soda can. And that's all right. That's all right. If you like looking that way, but if you don't, maybe you needed some time for you. I was out the other day having a conversation with one of my good girlfriends. And she asked me a question. She said, are you only attracted to men who look like you? I said, what do you mean? She says, I'm just curious because I notice that a lot of times, she's talking about gay men. She's like, I notice with gay men, I always notice that couples tend to look similar. Muscular men with muscular men. Blah, 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 muscular. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I was like, not necessarily, although, I was like, I don't know if that's the only thing. I said, well, actually, let me qualify that. At first, I didn't want to sound superficial, right? But then I was like, actually, no. You may be right. And she said, what do you mean? I said, it's not that I'm only attracted to muscular men. That's not it. I'm attracted to men who look like they take care of themselves for whatever that means for them. Right? Whatever that means for them. Right? That doesn't mean you have to be super muscular or anything like that. But the point I'm driving towards, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to hear this, is my attraction to it is not that I'm attracted to the muscles. Not that I'm attracted to that. I mean, that's beautiful to look at. That's great. But that's not the central thing that I'm attracted to. What I'm attracted to is the discipline that I know comes with the body that you've maintained. Because I know from my own experience, and I know from looking at from other people's lives, that generally speaking, when people are disciplined in one area in their life, it transfers over to other areas in their life. So when I meet a man, even if he's a nice guy, but he got a belly that's hanging over his belt strap, you see what I'm saying? He got back fat that look like wings. I'm not being mean. I'm just talking. Hopefully I'm inspiring somebody. When I see that he doesn't take care of himself, when I see that he ain't walked in a dentist's office in a decade, because I can see it. I can see it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not attracted to that. Because I started to think to myself, well, damn. If your body looked like that, what does your bank account look like? And let's say that you one of these guys where you put all your energy into your career, but you don't put any energy into your body. Because I know people like who are very financially successful, but their body is just because they don't put any energy into other areas. Then I think to myself, well, if he can't balance his career that good to even be able to give himself 30 minutes a day on a treadmill, just 30, right? Then will he have any time for me? Because your body is a tremendous representation of what's going on in your life. Now, let me clarify this, okay? Clearly, I'm not talking about people who are recovering from surgeries. Clearly, I'm not talking about people who are physically unable to be physically active, right? Right? That's not who I'm referring to. I'm referring to people who are reasonably able to be reasonably active. Well, what if you can't afford a gym membership, MJ? Then we're probably not going to date anyway. Because if you can't afford, what's the gym that's very affordable that I'm not going to name because they ain't paid me nothing? Y'all can name in the comments. But if you can't afford whatever they offering, girl, you telling me that when you get to work in the morning, you can't take the stairs? You telling me that during your lunch break, you can't go up and down the stairs at your job or wherever you at, 2-3 times? You can't do that? Baby, cardio is all around us. You don't have to get on the machine to do it. You ain't got to get on the machine to do it. It's everywhere. Some of y'all got more money on your head because of your wigs and your hairstyles than you put in a gym membership. Looking like a refrigerator with a wig on. Picture, you go on there and picture. You don't see what I'm talking about. That's what you look like a refrigerator with a wig on it. Girl, I don't care what your lace front look like or how much it costs. Get your body together so that you can attract the kind of things you want in life. I'm serious. But how you going to have time to do it? If a man is all you focused on. Think about your auntie, your cousin, maybe even your mother. Who, girl, when you going to find a man? When you going to do this? All the women who talk like that. And I remember this every time I ever read any comment like that. All the women who talk like that, girl, look at them and look at their life. Women who value you and or themselves based on if you have a man or not. Women who treat you like you ain't nothing because you ain't got a man. Where my piece of paper at? Women who try to push you to stay in unhealthy relationships are usually miserable in their own relationship, single themselves, are old, or they are old and traumatized, and they come from a generation that taught them that you ain't nothing if you ain't got a man. My point is this. Girl, some of y'all are running after a man or trying to keep a man because you were taught values about relationships and values about having a relationship and a man from people who were taught really horrible values. I don't care if your grandmother's 95 years old. Why do we associate age with wisdom? You can just be old. You can be old and stupid. Age does not give you wisdom. Well, they live this long. They must know something. Sure. How to make a sweet potato cake or sweet potato pie, whatever it may be. Sure. They know how to get a stain out of a dress. Sure. They know how to deal with a baby who got colic. Talk to them about stuff that they experts in. But if your grandmother always been miserable in her relationship, why are you getting advice from her on a man or letting her judge you or tell you what you need to do? If your mama clearly don't know what to do with no man, why are you listening to her about a man? If your sister is in a miserable marriage, why are you listening to her about a man? I want to take advice from the eccentric cousin who got the beautiful condo, who living good, looking good, and feeling great. I'm like, girl, let's not talk about men right now. What are you doing? Because, girl, you appear not to work very hard at all, but your life looks better than mine. What's going on, sis? I want to talk to her. Not let me talk to grandma because she been with grandpa for 60 years and they must have wisdom. Girl, let's stop idealizing people just because they've been in a relationship for a long time. Been in a relationship for 60 years and ain't slept in the same bed for the last 48 of those years. They old, but they still alive. That's a problem. Been in a relationship for 20 years, but yet and still, he got a whole other family over there or a whole other girlfriend out there that y'all don't know about, or for that matter, she do. It ain't always the men. And they basically together because very early in that relationship, they made so many financial commitments towards each other and they got so many kids that basically now they can't afford not to be apart because now they got a mortgage and kids and all this other stuff. And so to untangle their lives financially from each other would be too difficult for them to approach at this point in time. So their longevity being together has nothing to do with a healthy relationship. It's just a direct reflection of the fact that they are too financially enmeshed with one another, and neither of them will step into a therapy session to be able to even identify this. So therefore, they are calling themselves happy when the truth of the matter is they are miserable and stuck in a prison called their relationship. But you letting her tell you, girl, you need to learn to keep a man around. Every time we at Thanksgiving, you always bringing a new man. Yeah. And you jealous because you bringing that same one who don't like you and ain't never liked you and probably ain't touched you in a decade. But you mad at me, honey, because I'm bringing this new 6'3", a piece of amazingness who's making my plate, girl, because this ain't 1952. He gonna make my plate, okay? Okay, and he's amazing. And after this, yes, we're leaving Thanksgiving early because we're gonna go out tonight. We're gonna have our own Thanksgiving. We're just coming by to say hi to you girls and make our plate. But then we're going out because we can't be around this toxicity. Girl, don't let these people judge you. You set the values in your life. You set the values in your life. Right? You decide what kind of life you want to live, and then you get about the business of creating it. And you got to make time for yourself to do that, baby. You can't make time for yourself and dedicate the time to yourself you need for improving your life if you are dedicating mental, emotional, and physical, like real energy so much into always trying to go after a man, baby. When you start moving different and put yourself in different kind of spaces, put yourself in a different kind of body, put yourself in a different kind of life, girl, you're going to attract different kind of men. I think dating apps are a good resource if you want to use them. I will say for me personally, that was not the best resource for me. It was not, you know. Keep your profile up, you know, check it occasionally, see if maybe something jump in there that's nice. But that was not a good resource for me. I feel like historically, I'm almost 40 years old. I'll be 40 in about 2.5 months. For me personally, no, 3 months actually, end of February. For me personally, I have seen that I have met far better quality men by being in spaces that those type of men circulate in. Rather is at a business event or at a dinner party that a friend is doing or at a whatever. You know, a friend is hosting something. Hey, everybody's going to the beach, say, I'm inviting some people I know, and then other people come. It don't always have to be something so formal, right? When I put myself in spaces, that's always been the case. Now, when I'm in those spaces, you think that just because I'm there, that's what makes me attractive? No. Girl, can we be real for a second? I'm just going to call it like it is. Some of y'all don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. Girl, I come in and I look bomb as fuck. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. I was trying not to cuss this whole video. Dang. I look good. I look good, girl. I look good when I come in here. Girl, I put energy in myself. Yes, I do. I put energy in myself. I work out. Usually I do work out at least 5 days a week. Do some form of cardio on top of that, so jog and that kind of stuff. Usually about the same amount of time every week. Usually about 3 to 5 days. Because sometimes I want to make sure I'm not doing too much on my legs. I'm on my knees, girl. I ain't got Megan's knees. All right? But, yeah, I look good. The fuck we talking about? I was out last night. In fact, you know, I have a tattoo here. Can you see my tattoo? Okay. So, girl, yes. So anyway, I was out last night. I was wearing this little shirt, honey. I had my girls hanging out this little shirt where it drapes right here. It drapes right here. Covers the girls, covers the nipples, but it drapes right here. It was like a little wrap kind of thing, a wrap around shirt. So you wrap it right here, but you got to wrap it just in the right spot. So it just falls literally right here, girl. Girl, I was wearing that last night. What we talking about? Of course, I had my little sweet almond oil on. I had my sweet almond oil on. So my girls were shiny and my arms were shiny and stuff like that. Why wouldn't I, girl? These are my assets. I worked hard for this. Oh, you can't get a good view, girl. Let me show you. I'm sorry. What am I doing? I worked hard for it. Hell yeah. And I was not out looking for a man last night. That was not my focus remotely at all. When I come in the room, I'm going to look good. Nails done. at all times. Feet done. The feet are the foundation. Girl, I wish I had time to get my nails done. But you haven't. You're just giving it to something else. You have the time. You're just giving it to someone else, something else. Again, you want to be Miss Available Mom. I'm available to my kids all the time. Some of y'all have made being a mom your entire personality. And that really sucks for you. Right? Some of y'all have made being a mom your entire personality. And that really sucks for you. And that's one of the reasons why you're so single. Being a mom is important. Being a mom is important. Being a good mom is incredibly important. But it's not all of your identity. You telling me that you can't pay somebody for at least one afternoon a week to pick the kids up and just sit with the kids so you can have your self-care day once every 2 weeks? Why you got to pick them up from every game? Or for that matter, let me ask you this. Why do they have to be so overstimulated to be in so many activities that you don't have time for you? Because let's say you say, I have no one else that can help me. Then why do you put them in so many activities and in so many things that means that you don't have time for you? They can't do everything, baby. Especially if them doing everything means it takes time away from what you got to do for you. It's got to be balanced. Sometimes it's a matter of we can do this, but we can't do that. Why? Because I don't have time to take you all everywhere, baby. I don't have the support right now. Right? What's wrong with that? Kanika says she does her own nails. Again, that's making time for you. Because rather you have somebody else doing it or you're doing it yourself, you're still putting time into you. She said, I haven't had my hair done in 8 months. My baby's in her first year of college. Now, when I read that, though, you said your baby was 1 year old. I was like, okay, I get it, you got an infant. But, girl, I need you to find a protective hairstyle that you can maintain your hair in that does not require you to do it regularly. Braids, wigs, I don't know. Something. Or I need you to change your hairstyle to something that you can maintain easily at home. Or I need you to make time to actually go get your hair done regularly. Because you can have the most beautiful face on earth. When your hair looks a mess or ain't right, girl, the face don't matter. You can have the most amazing body. But when your hair doesn't look right, girl, a mess. It's a mess. It reflects on you. I don't care how you want to look at it. Take care of yourself. Take energy away from putting it into men 24/7 and let's put that energy into ourselves. Girl, if the one who shall remain nameless calls me up like, hey, let's go to so-and-so. Yeah, sure we can. I'm just going to finish working right now. I should be done working in about an hour. And then I'm going to jog. And so I'll take a shower after that to be ready. So I should be ready about 7:30. Oh, okay. I was off work today. So that's cool. Just, do whatever. Finish up whatever you're working on. I'll be ready at 7:30. See you then. Girl, I can make time for people, but I put myself first. Because I don't understand. Yvonne says she's getting her hair done right now. I know that's right. Turn me up so the women in the shop can hear me. They need to hear this. And tell them to buy my book. Okay, I'm a best-selling author. Where's my book? It's up there. I can't reach it. Okay? It's called Get the F Out of Your Own Way. A Guy's Letting Go of the Stuff That's Holding You Back. I don't understand these women. Actually, I do because I used to be her. Who would, you meet a man and you stop going to the gym. You meet a man and you stop taking care of yourself. So you put all this work into your body. That's the other thing. That's some real tea. Y'all put all this work into your body. You put all this work into yourself and you get a man and you stop doing what you was doing to be attracted for that man. Then you wonder why that man's no longer attracted to you. Because when you were single, you put yourself into, when you were single, You, in fact, I see someone who wrote in here, Miss Prissy wrote in here, she's a natural hairstylist in DC. If you are a hairstylist, if you are a beauty professional, write yourself in here and say where you at. Because say whatever city, whatever it may. Don't put your address in, but say whatever city you in so that somebody who near you may be able to find you. But that's another thing. When you get the man, you can't stop working on you. Some of y'all be like, mission accomplished. And the next thing you know, your hips and your waistline starts rapidly expanding. Now you got the man. Well, I just had a baby for him, so he got to deal with it. Girl. Now, I will admit that there are knowledge limitations. I have limitations in my knowledge on how a woman's body works when it comes to the biologics. So that's not my expertise. That's not my expertise, all right? That's not my expertise. So you have to accept that that's not my expertise. But I can read. And I've certainly read enough. I just read about everything. God knows. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've pretty much consistently read and heard from my female friends and relatives who done had kids. Baby, we from the South, so we know we like a lot. We've been having a lot of kids. That pregnancy in and of itself is not the culprit for why you fat 3 years after having a baby. No. There is weight gain from being pregnant. But first of all, being conscious of your diet while you're pregnant is very important so you don't gain excessive weight. Because you're going to gain, but why do we need to do excessive weight? Excessive? Okay, I'm just asking. Right? And then after you have the baby and you are cleared by your doctor to be physically active again, of course, yeah, now you have an infant. And now you can be dealing with all natures of different things. Postpartum, all different things like that I'm very sensitive to and conscious of. Right? But all things being equal, if you have a reasonable pregnancy and you don't have any extremely limiting factors after you have your baby, can we all acknowledge that perhaps there are some things you can do to maybe not look like you look before the baby? I don't know if that's going to be something that's going to quickly happen. But at the very least, you can look the best that you can look at this point in your life. And the name of my book is called Get the F. So it's actually spelled out. Get the F, like the F word, get the F out of your own way. A guide to letting go of the stuff that's holding you back. Isn't that good? Every person is different, so not everyone's going to look the same. But there are choices that can be made by you to do the best you can do based on your body type. And looking amazing doesn't mean always losing a bunch of weight. But I know a person in my life, she had a baby. I think the baby's 7 at this point, so I'm going to say 7. Okay. Wonderful child. She only had one child. She didn't have more than one. And to this day, she's still saying, I look like this because I had a baby. But when I look at her and we hang out, I'm like, baby, you're 3 margaritas in. You literally picked the heaviest food on the menu. And that's fine, because I like to indulge too. Y'all see me eat my burgers. You see what I'm saying? And baby, I have never recalled you acknowledging going to a gym. Except for maybe around January 1 when you go for 2 weeks and then don't go again. Can you stop blaming that darling child for why you look like that? I get it. You're not going to look like you look when you was 25. But baby, if perhaps you put less time into chasing after men, trying to keep a man, trying to go on dates with men, making yourself available all the time for men, because she wants a man, and that's fine. And that's fine. But perhaps if you gave that less time and you put more time into you to being the best version of yourself that you can be at this point in your life, then perhaps you would attract a different kind of man. Perhaps you'd attract a higher volume of men. For some of y'all, your issue is not that there are not enough good men. Yes, there are limited quantities of high value men out here. Whatever you want to define high value as. I think it's different for every person. My version of high value is different than your version of high value. Right? So we're not going to sit up here and put together some conclusive list of this is what makes a man high value. Right? Because what's high value to me could be low value for you or vice versa. Right? But yes, we can acknowledge anything that's of value, generally there's less of it. Right? It's rarer. So if we can acknowledge that there's a lot of good men out here, but there may not be, but the number of good men out here compared to the number of men you absolutely don't want, absolutely there's less of them. So if there's less of them available, right? Wouldn't that indicate that the competition for those types of men to get their attention, not that you're competing, but to get their attention in the first place? Because they got your attention, but you got to get theirs too. It's just reality, you know? That there's competition. There's other women out there who want him and who will walk down the street and he'll turn his head at them too, and vice versa. So if we can acknowledge that, and you really want that kind of man, why wouldn't we do things to allow ourselves to be reasonably attractive to those types of men? We do that with work, right? If you want a better job or a job in a different field or a higher paying job, and you recognize that there's a skill you don't have, you're going to invest time in to go get that skill, right? So that when you're applying for these jobs, you can be attractive for it, right? If you want to change careers altogether, you're going to dedicate some time to go to school, get a degree, get a certificate, something, so that you can become more attractive for those types of jobs. If somebody type in the window for me, because I know for some people's device, I don't know why, they can't hear me sometimes. So if you can write in the window, if you can hear MJ, swipe out and swipe back into the live. That's easy. They'll be able to see it. I'm not going to swipe out and swipe back in, obviously, because I'm the one talking. But they can do that. I don't have my phone battery plugged in. So when it says I'm at 20%, then it did that little mess with me, so I couldn't see you guys. Anyway, I think it's the same thing. I'm not telling you to decentralize men in your life so that you won't have it. I'm telling you decentralize them so you can become more attractive for the kind you want. I want you to have an amazing relationship. I want you to be the cat's meow. I want you to be that. I want you to have everything that you desire. I want you to have that. I really do. But I know, hold on, let me put this right here. I'm trying to put this right here. I'm trying to put in the comment. Someone wrote this. How do I fix a comment? Okay, perfect. I just put it on here. But I know that you're not going to get that unless you invest time in yourself. And I'm going to take it a step further. You ready for it? Listen. The level of priority that you give men in your life and how you really want one or how you feel insufficient without one, that will change dramatically when you start investing more time in yourself. And you will realize, oh, dang, all those years that I wanted a man or was chasing a man or trying to keep a man or trying to maintain my relationship that probably didn't work out anyway, all those years, wow, oh my gosh, all those years, I really didn't want a man. I enjoyed them, but I really didn't want one. I just wanted to feel better about myself. And I was using a man or having a man as a way to believe I could get that. If you worked on yourself more, you would fall so in love within yourself that not say you won't want a man at all, but the level of priority and that you give them in your life will decrease dramatically. Because really, when you think about it, some of y'all don't really want a man. You just want a better way to survive. I'm not calling you a gold digger because you're not. But having a relationship would make it a lot easier for you financially with you and your child, or you by yourself, whatever it may be. But what happens when you invest more energy into yourself and stop running out here dating constantly and you improve your finances? What if your income doubled or tripled or even more? It's amazing how much you would be less focused on men, or the role that you give men and the importance that you give men in your life would change dramatically. Dramatically. Because now I gotta find a man. It's just when he comes, he comes. Honestly, he's dating. I'm having a good life. Girl, he didn't call me back. He didn't do this. Girl, I don't give a damn. Oh, he tried to friend zone you. You know how men be doing that. Hey, friend. Like, baby, I'm attracted to you. I don't feel not near a piece of friend vibe with you. I really don't. But he tried to do that with you, girl. You could be okay with like, okay, hey, friend. Now let me move over here to somebody who ain't treat me like a friend. Because you ain't going to chase after that. Girl, hey, friend. Ha, 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 ha. But I'm not, I want that. I want that energy. I'm not looking for that. I want that energy. We can be friends, but I want that energy. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to make a square peg, a square fit in a round hole. You don't have to do that no more. You don't have to you don't have to try to make opposites attract anymore. Because you're like, I'm good. It's amazing how once you work on yourself, and you work on yourself physically to look the best that you can look for you, and you take care of your skin, you take care of your hair, you do what you got to do when you walk in these streets, you can have such a profound level of more attractiveness to you. Some of y'all walking around right now and you feel invisible. You do. You're like, nobody looks at me. But that's not been the case your whole life, and that's not the case every day. Because when you put on a cute outfit and you do something to take care of yourself, you do get more attention. So imagine if you worked on yourself in such a way where you consistently look that way. You know how you feel and how you look and the kind of attention you get when you're wearing your best outfit and so on and so forth. A lot of y'all only experience that a couple days out of every year when you really think about it. What if you worked on yourself at the level where you could look like that every day? Where you now are no longer picking what you wear based on, ooh, does my body look good in this? Because you've worked on yourself at the level where anything in your closet probably looks good on you. That's not to say anything. I'm not saying every piece of clothes looks good on you, right? Because every piece of clothes will look good on everybody. We all have different body types. What look good on that girl that you saw on Instagram is not going to look good on you, okay? It is what it is, and some things will. But what about when that happens? You give off such a magnetic energy. I'm not bragging, but I'm telling you my life experience. Girl, let me tell you this. Having abs is probably one of the hardest things to maintain for me because I eat. Girl, I eat. And they be telling me, oh, if you want abs, all you have to do is don't eat all of this, and one day a week you can eat a burger. Who wants to live like that? Girl, I'm not trying to live like that. That's not my desire. So when you be seeing me in photos with my abs, stuff like that, girl, I got 2 of them right now, but I get 4 or 6 of them because a girl will starve herself and do what I got to do for about a good 2 weeks before the shoot. I take about 300 photos in the photo shoot. So y'all gonna get these photos for the next 3 months, because I ain't gonna look like that again for 3 months. It just is what it is. That's too much work. So my auntie, you always showing off your body. I'm showing off my starvation, honey. It was hard work. Okay? And so my point is, even when I walk around, sometimes I get insecure, right? So I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my stomach poking out a little bit. I feel like this, I feel like that, right? I get insecure. But even still, with the work I put into my body, even with the areas I'm like, damn, I should have had that burger yesterday, right? Why I had to get ice cream yesterday, right? Just saying. Even within those moments, for the work I do put in my life, into my body, even with the areas that I feel are not perfect, I still have a higher level of confidence. And that high level of confidence allows me to attract a level of energy and attention from men and from women. It's not always romantic. Sometimes it's just people who are like, hey, how are you? I want to be around you. And they may not be conscious of what it is. It's just, when you came in the room, I noticed you, and you get off an energy that I want to be around. And it works. It works. So when I say work on your body, I'm not trying to say go look like an Instagram model. Many of us are middle-aged or older. Or some of y'all are younger, but you just ain't built with the kind of body type to look like that. That's fine. But if you can do the best you can do for you, I guarantee you're going to have a different kind of energy and a different kind of confidence that's going to allow you to move through the world in a way that allows you to attract in what you want. You said, MJ, you got this. Vicarious Lady V said that. She says, you always seem confident. I will say that I'm generally a pretty confident person, but just because I'm confident doesn't mean I don't have insecurities. Those two things can coexist. You can be confident and still have insecurities. Confidence is not the lack of insecurities. Confidence, in my opinion, is the willingness to still let your light shine, even when you have areas about yourself that you like, I'm working on it. Confidence is just the ability to let your light shine. It doesn't mean you're perfect. It doesn't mean that the light doesn't get dim sometimes. But do you still let it shine? You see where I'm going with that? So anyway, y'all, if you do not have my best-selling book, Get the You Know What Out of Your Own Way. It's called Get the F Out of Your Own Way. Let me show you. Can I grab the book? Is it up here? Hold on, let me grab it. Here it is right here. Okay, here it is. This is the mock-up we use for on camera. This is my book. You can get it on Amazon or wherever books are sold. This is for the screenshot. Okay. It's a bestseller already because it's changing lives, changing mindsets, and changing relationships. It's a guide to letting go of the stuff that's holding you back. And I have the audio version. Do you know that they told me recently that the audio version is now outsold the actual print version of the book? I love it. Even Tabitha Brown gave me, she's my friend. She wrote this on here. She says, I've been blessed to witness the kindness and realness of MJ Harris. His honesty about his own life is the beautiful reason you can trust him to help you get yours together. I love Tabitha. She's a beautiful, kind woman. What you see about her on camera, she is that in so much more off the camera. She's authentically what you see. If you want to buy or learn to sell insurance, some of y'all decentralizing the man means making some money. Okay? Click the link on my Instagram page. Is it for men as well? It's for human beings. This is not a book that's only for women. It's for everybody. Secretly, that was the reason why I didn't want my face on the book. When they asked me about my book, they're like, what do you want the cover to look like? I was like, please don't put me on it. They're like, really? I said, I don't want to be on my book. They said, why? I said, because while that may be helpful for people who watch me already, there's tons of people who don't watch me yet. And I want to touch everybody. And I don't want my race, my gender, my anything to be a barrier to people getting the message. So do not put me on that book cover. That was my thought. And I didn't want men to feel like, is this a book for me? Is it a book for women? It's a book for human beings who want to get out of their own way. Right? I said, no, my ego is not going to take over this. Keep me off that book. Anyway, if you want to purchase insurance or learn to sell insurance, click the link that's on my Instagram page. On my Instagram page. Or the link that's directly above or below this video if you're watching me on another platform. You'll be able to sign up for an appointment to purchase insurance or just to learn. The appointments are free. It's just a call. You can learn about insurance, see how much it costs, see what can fit you. Pretty much for almost anyone, regardless of your health, you can get life insurance with us. You definitely can. We have options available. Pretty much. I can't make any guarantees because obviously you have to be underwritten by the insurance carriers, but we have a lot of carriers available. But if you want to learn to sell insurance as well, because that could be a great way to learn to earn extra money as a side hustle, or it can even become a full-time focus, and you don't have to have any experience with sales. Thank you for ordering my book, One Dimple. Then also that link is on there as well. And I do a limited number of coaching sessions for a select group of clients. You can click the link that's on my page or the link that's directly above or below this video. On my Instagram page, or the link that's directly above this video to schedule a session. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. Put yourself first. That's what my tattoo says. Put yourself first because you deserve it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I'm going to go ahead and get my hair together because I got to put myself first. Bye.